The transfer portal's window for the spring has closed. There are still a few players out there, and we will update accordingly. We've got just some shocking headlines, by the way. Just in the last few hours, some headlines that truthfully even I don't believe. Paper poppers, every single one of them. So the first thing and the first winner that I want to talk to you about is the number 2 team overall in the 24/7 Sports Transfer Portal rankings, and that is USC. As long as Lincoln Riley's there, they look to be a permanent fixture, redundant, in this kind of segment. They reloaded big time. They were already top 15 in terms of returning production. So they already had a lot of big-time pieces coming back. Of course, they've got the Heisman Trophy winner coming back at quarterback. They added Dorian Singer. He was the Pac-12's leading receiver last year from Arizona. They added Marshawn Lloyd, a running back from South Carolina who probably still hasn't fulfilled his immense potential. He's had some injuries in the past, too. They added 3 offensive linemen. They added big-time depth in the front. They got 3 edge guys, a couple of linebackers, a couple of defensive linemen. They got Bear Alexander from the portal out of Georgia. So Southern Cal, yes, did exactly what you would expect them to do. It's probably going to be a hallmark under Lincoln Riley. Now, in the words of Vince McMahon, you want shocking? Tonight, you'll get shocking. I guarantee it. Jesse, which WrestleMania was that from? 3, 2, 1, 17. Come on, man. Arkansas. When we last spoke, when you and I last talked, Arkansas was reeling because they had watched Varkey's Gums, the tight end, a fixture on this show at this point, transfer from North Texas to Arkansas. Remember this? So let's just talk about this timeline. He goes in the portal from North Texas after having a great season last year. And then tight end Varkey's Gums commits to Arkansas for 11 days. And then he goes back in the portal. And that's where we left off. Since then, friends, Varkey's Gums has come out of the portal back to Arkansas. So we have one of those classic portal recommitments that we used to read so much about, right? So, listen, he can't go back in because the portal window's closed. So at least for the next few minutes, we know Varkey's Gums is a really talented player, and he's tentatively going to place residence in Fayetteville, Arkansas, over the next year. Now, they also needed defensive pieces there at Arkansas. So they got the big tight end there, but they also needed defensive pieces. They got Jaheim Thomas, linebacker from Cincinnati, a bunch of Jaheems here. They got Jaheim Singletary, the corner from Georgia. They saw Jaheim walk out the door, by the way. Anthony Booker's a 4-star defensive lineman from Maryland. They were bad defensively last year. I don't think I need to tell anyone that. So Arkansas is a winner here. Arkansas got a lot of portal help. And you know who else they got? They got Isaac Tesla. Lest we forget, he was there for the spring. That's the wide receiver from Hillsdale College. That's the out-of-nowhere impact player. That is a guy that we have circled long before anyone else. We have planted the late kick flag in the stock of Isaac Tesla, so we're counting on him. Now, Colorado, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on because we have talked about them a lot. They've got the number 1 overall rated portal class. Obviously, they're a winner. What does the survey say here? What are the final numbers? Well, they're not final yet because Dion and Colorado could still take more players out of the portal. They just can't see any more go in. Okay, so Jesse, 56 is correct, right? So as of Sunday, as of right now, it's 7:17 Central Time. As I am saying this, Jesse comes in my ear and says, no, that number's wrong. They just added one more guy. Oh, the perils of live broadcasting in the portal era. So ignore the 56 on the screen. Colorado now has 57 portal losses. I will get back to that number in a second. I know some of you take great umbrage with me on how I discuss this. I'm giving you the facts. I'll contextualize them in a second. 57 of Colorado's players have gone in the portal. They've gotten 38, or the screen in front of me says 42, so I've gotten 42 out of the portal. Number 1 player overall, Travis Hunter. Obviously, they added him. Across the board, just pretty much plug and play, and they probably wanted to get their entire 2 deep out of the portal. How do we interpret that number, the 57 number? Because as sure as I've talked about this, I've gone to the comment section, and a lot of you have been angry with me because you think I owe it every single time we discuss Colorado to remind folks that Hey, those aren't all losses in the classical context of the word. They wanted a lot of those guys to go. Guys, everyone knows that. I don't have to repeat this. It's like if I tell you it's 8 a.m., I don't also have to tell you, and by the way, the sun rose. People just kind of get it. Everyone heard what Deion said. Everyone understands. When he went in there and they went 1-11, a lot of the guys going out the door are going out the door because he said, you don't have a spot here anymore. I don't need to remind everyone of that. No, they didn't have 57 guys say, bye, Deion, and he runs down the road chasing their car as the taillights fade into the distance. No, that's not the way it's happening at Colorado. But in some cases, they did lose. Some guys they wanted to keep. Many more times, it was they didn't want to keep the kids. So yes. I don't think I need to remind you of that every single time. The odds to win the Pac-12 championship this year. Colorado's 9th. So Cal and Arizona State and Stanford are still behind them. Take that for whatever you'll take it for. I think Michigan is a transfer portal winner. They didn't have to do a lot. So it's way different than Colorado. In fact, it could not be more different than Colorado. Very different boat. They can afford to be very selective. They got an excellent kicker out of Louisville. They got Turner. Do we say his whole name? James Turner? Yeah, you know what? God bless you, James. He was very good last year. So Michigan, again, they're just kind of cherry picking, kind of selecting. They got Ernest Hausman. He was the top overall rated kid they got. Number 2 player overall in the portal, a linebacker there out of Nebraska. Ladarius Henderson is an offensive lineman, rated 93 out of the portal. So they got Jack Tuttle, by the way, as well for backup quarterback. They just sprinkled some additions onto already a very, very good roster, the favorite to win the Big Ten right now. And Notre Dame, in this same vein, I got to mention Notre Dame as a portal winner. How much do you value quarterback? Well, we obviously place a premium on the position, and especially if you get a proven commodity at the position that's so good that he chases your other guy off. Well, that's what's happened at Notre Dame. They got Sam Hartman from Wake Forest, rewrote the record books there, and now he comes in, and we get to see how legitimate a quarterback he is, and we get to see what kind of impact he has on this Notre Dame roster and on this Notre Dame team, because otherwise, it's a pretty good roster. That's one that I think as a result of adding him, we saw the odds market radically shift, and it's going to be an interesting start to the season because they have Ohio State really early, and you know Notre Dame's schedule is always national anyway, but last year, Hartman, 63% completion guy, and 39 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. So let's see. You get a proven quarterback out of the portal, you'll be hard-pressed for us not to call you a winner.